Now I know y'all probably been noticing some of my sound recordings are quiet and some are loud. And when I compare them to the YouTubes, mine's tend to be quiet. So I have to go into settings and do the thing, press the button every time. Every time. It is 2026. Can you not remember my settings, son? That's me talking to this computer, which I like. But every technology is going to let you down some way. But anyways, let's get into the stir. We got coffee. Ooh, that's coffee mixed with beer. Which I highly recommend. Problem is, it foams up real good. Anyways, I want to talk to you about the time in the 80s when, okay, so, was you ever like a teenager and you wanted something real bad? And no, get your mind out the gutter, son. Good God. And I wanted a boombox. You know, them real pretty ones, the big ones with silver center speakers and stuff, and the woofers and the tweeter. Who that bumping? Well, anyways, I'm finishing my story. And, so, good God. Man, what? Anyways, so I figured out how to do it. Because I had gone, stop it. I had gone to a friend's house. A friend of a friend. And he had a boombox. It was a real pretty boombox. I liked it a lot. And I said to myself, well, that is what I want. I don't know how I'm going to get it. But you know, when you grow up in Cabazon, you get wily. Okay, so I was like 16. I was building speakers, sawing, measuring, gluing, doing everything. And I had this, I had the most ridiculous speaker that I built. It was a big 15-inch woofer and a big old long horn tweeter. And I did a crossover network for it so you don't blow out the horn tweeter. And I had took a picture of it, and I think Thomas showed it to a dude named George. Oh, people hollering. Y'all, why y'all holler when I'm trying to... Okay, it's friends, you know. I'm going to respond in a minute. You give me some time. And, so I somehow George saw the picture of the speaker, and he was like, I want that. And I was like, yes, you do. Because I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm making some powerful stuff. So then I thought to myself, wait a minute. Let's get the middleman. Let's get Thomas in here. And he can talk to George and say, hey, John wants to trade you that speaker, that big fucking speaker that he made for your boombox. What do you think? And George was like, oh, hell yeah. But then it was like George and Thomas lived in Banning, which is, only 5 or 10 miles from Cabazon. But that speaker was big, bro. So Thomas came by. He came by in his Apache, I think it was a 1958 Chevy, and it was painted bright yellow. Okay? Now, check it out. And of course, Thomas, he had a wrestler's body. I was still starting to learn to work out, but I needed the boombox so I could work out and listen to Prince, like this, like Purple Rain, Purple. Oh, this is a good album. Not my favorite song. No, the beautiful ones. They gonna get you every time. But that's a whole other story. So, Thomas come up, and like it was back in the day, like we're gonna say this is probably 1984, 85. So I would have been 14 or 15. And he come up, we must have been 16, because how is he gonna drive? Wow, that was right before we moved up here. Anyways, he comes up in his yellow Apache, looking good. And he's got this old dude with him. Now, the old dude, he's sitting there like this. Be looking like Gandhi. I said, Thomas, is that Tony? That's his landlord at the time. Tony was like, I don't know, say 100 years old. And Tony, he would sit real still like this. So I was like, oh, you brought Tony? And he goes, yeah, he was bored, so he wanted to come along. And isn't that a funny thing? I think it's interesting. Like, this person from a completely different generation, different era, is like, yeah, I'll go along for the ride. I ain't got nothing to do. So, Thomas and me get the damn speaker up into the bed of his truck, because Thomas knows physics. So we got that did. Kind of tie it down and stuff. Now we got to drive to Banning. It's only 5 to 10 miles, but you're going to have to drive on the freeway. So, and you just take the quickest turnoff, and then drive surface streets. So we went and did that. And then, okay, so I don't know why I crack up so much at the way we lived back then, And so Tony is right here. Thomas is driving. He might have had a 3 on the wheel, that type of situation. I'm not sure. I had to ask him. And I got in the middle. Wasn't no seatbelts. Now, I believe in seatbelts. Okay, trust me. I know the science. I know that they save lives, but back then, we was a little. We didn't know too much, and also we had to get things done. We there wasn't a whole lot of money. So I'm sitting in the middle. Tony is right here. Thomas is right here. Thomas is driving. He'd be like, and no, there was no, like, with electric steering, there was no, like, auto drive or nothing like that. It was just like, you're going to have to trust your senses. So we went on and we dropped off Tony. Then we went to George's house. And we got... we delivered that big ass speaker to George that I had built. I had built it. You got to use saws and physics and glue and silicone and the electronics, and you got to use that foamy stuff inside and all this different stuff you have to do, which I did. 'cause I wanted me a gosh dang boombox, and I got it. and then, so I saved money because I made the speaker from found parts. So then I had, I don't know, $30 or something, because I used to work for my brother. And I went out and bought myself some weights at the Kmart's. You should have seen me out there like this. Oh. Oh. And Prince be just singing. And I'm looking at that. And I'm in the church. I used to steal my dad's sanctuary because he was a preacher. We lived in the back of the... no, this is not made up. We lived in the back of the church. But there were certain nights, like say a Thursday night or a Saturday night, where I would go into the church and wasn't nobody there. You know, all the family, they in there playing Sorry or Yahtzee or reading Agatha Christie. I said, no. I'm going to haul it up. I'm going to build my strength. I got strength. Prince was like, hey. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And you realize at that tender age, I can do anything. With a little help from my friends. I mean, the Beatles said it best. All you need is love. And you need some help from your friends. And so that's what we did. I liked it a lot. I would say that philosophy, has made me on a boat. Don't look at the man titties. I'm on a boat. Give the like button a... What's them fancy watches? I don't know. It's $4.15. And then if you can, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and subscribe, because sure does help me a lot. Because, like subscribers, it's a social... What does this social... Red button.